Lifestyle of richest person in Africa. A car museum collection of over 220 vehicles worth $5.9 billion. A mansion in Cape Town which is one of the most luxurious and opulent residences in Africa worth over $2.1 million US. A golf club which was ranked 25th best course worth $90 million. This is the luxurious lifestyle of the richest person in Africa. Ever think about who is the richest person in Africa? You might be thinking, oh, it's someone who's really flashy and loves showing off their money, right? But actually it's a lot more interesting than that. Let me introduce you to Johan Rupert. Johan Rupert, a name synonymous with luxury and business acumen, has cemented his position as the driving force among Africa's wealthiest. And with a net worth that dwarfs most, Rupert's influence extends far beyond the borders of his native South Africa. And just recently he became the wealthiest person across the whole continent. Yeah, he even passed Aliko Dangote. According to the latest data from the Bloomberg Billionaires Index as of August 29, 2024, Rupert's net worth has surged to a staggering $14.3 billion, a remarkable increase of $1.9 billion, securing his position at 147th globally in the wealth rankings. But honestly, what's really fascinating is how he made that money. The billionaire businessman founded company Financière Richemont in 1988, more commonly known as Richemont. They own some of the biggest luxury brands out there. You'll recognize these: Cartier, Dunhill, Piaget, Montblanc and Van Cleef & Arpels, among others. Rupert's company is the third largest luxury goods company on the planet, trailing behind juggernauts LVMH and Estée Lauder, per Deloitte's 2019 report on global powers of luxury goods. Let's start his luxurious lifestyle with Johan Rupert Holmes. Though he enjoys fame and fortune, Rupert is a notoriously private person who lives his life as much as possible away from the public eye. Johan Rupert's mansion in Cape Town is one of the most luxurious and opulent residences in South Africa. Built on the slopes of Table Mountain, the property is surrounded by lush greenery, sweeping views of the city and ocean, and a tranquil atmosphere. The mansion's main house is a 3-story, contemporary structure made of glass and concrete. It features a unique, curved facade which has been designed to take advantage of the views and natural light. The mansion is a sight to behold, with its sleek, modern architecture and expansive living spaces, with beautifully landscaped gardens, an outdoor swimming pool, a tennis court, a gym, and a helipad. There is also a 2-story guest house and a separate villa featuring 4 ensuite bedrooms, a pool house, and a spa. It has been reported that their mansion is worth over $2.1 million US. Yes, you heard me right. Additionally, Rupert also owns homes in Geneva and London. And if you think Rupert's homes are crazy, wait until you see his car collection. Johan Rupert Car Collection. Imagine owning not just a garage of luxury cars, but an entire museum dedicated to them. For Johan Rupert, this is a reality. Rupert owns Franschhoek Motor Museum located in Western Cape, South Africa. Dating back over 100 years, is open to the public on May 6, 2007. The museum opened to the public with historic automotive examples such as the first Ford to have been imported into South Africa, a 1903 Model A, a Rolls-Royce Phantom II with hatches in the roof for ventilation while on safari, a 3-wheel Messerschmitt cabin scooter, a 1925 Chevy Superior Tourer that was owned by Anton Rupert's father John, and a 1956 Aston Martin DB2/4, one of only 3 in the world. Currently, the museum's collection exceeds 220 vehicles ranging from a 1898 Beeston motor tricycle to a 2003 Enzo supercar. Some of his rare finds includes a 2004 Mercedes-Benz CLK DTM AMG. Only 40 right-hand drive examples were produced and the estimated value is 5.5 million South Africa Rand. And you can't forget about that Porsche Carrera GT. One of the world's first hypercars, the Porsche Carrera GT is widely considered to be one of the ultimate models to come from Zuffenhausen. It is valued conservatively at South Africa Rand 15 million. One of the more rare cars in Rupert's collection, and one of the most valuable Aston Martin models ever, is the DB4 GT. According to Aston Martin, this model has fetched over 20 million at auction. Like a real legend for collectors. And the best part is, the prettiest car on our list is Rupert's Jaguar E-Type from 1968. The British sports car was produced between 1961 and 1974. If that's not loving the finer things in life, I don't know what is. It's more than just, showing off expensive cars though. And that passion for legacy, it goes way beyond cars. Rupert's greatly involved in the world of wine. He took over his family's Loormarens wine estate, this really beautiful vineyard in the Franschhoek region of South Africa. The Rupert portfolio of wines includes its flagship brand Anthonage Rupert wine, as well as a host of other popular local labels such as Protea, Cape of Good Hope Wines and Lormerins. Stretched over some 3,200 acres of land, Lormerins also features 2 tasting rooms, the Anthonage Rupert Tasting Room and the Terra del Capo Tasting Room. Yeah, that's right. Anthonage passed away in 2001 really tragically. He even named a wine brand after him, like a really personal way to remember him. That's a side of him you don't often hear about. Sports. In addition to wine, cars and property, Rupert has directed sizable portions of his wealth towards sports and sport development. An athlete himself, Rupert is a former cricket player and a lover of golf. He developed the Leopard Creek Golf Club in South Africa's Mpumalanga province. This is one of the country's top-rated courses, and was once ranked by Golf Digest as the 25th best course outside the USA. Values the golf estate at $1.56 billion. Rupert also bought a stake in professional English rugby team Saracens, until he sold his 50% share to Nigel Ray in 2018. Beyond that, the South African billionaire founded the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation, a charity organization that aims to use sport to uplift communities. The organization supports hundreds of sports programs and initiatives in some 40 countries around the world. Seems like Rupert is a real knack putting his energy into things that are about way more than just making
Rupert jet. So next we're diving into something pretty lavish. We're talking private jets specifically. How Rupert gets around when he wants to pop over to London for a quick meeting and be back in LA for dinner. We talking about a Bombardier Global 6000. Yeah, that's not your average airport taxi. That tells you a lot right off the bat. That 6000 is a bit of a giveaway, don't you think? Meticulously engineered for transatlantic hops. Like, you can comfortably fly from New York to Tokyo without even thinking about refueling. Well, due to its impressive 6,000 nautical miles range. The jet is also equipped with cutting-edge connectivity features, making it an ideal airborne office. This is very powerful. And speaking of power, this thing is rocking twin Rolls-Royce engines. Now, I'm no engineer, but I get the feeling those aren't just for show. Not at all. Those engines are a marvel, really. They're not just about speed, though. They're about endurance, getting where you need to be exactly when you need to be there without being slowed down by the constraints most of us face. Let's talk price tag. Because, this level of luxury doesn't come cheap. And I hope you're sitting down for this. Between $34 million and $40 million. You could buy a small island for that.
Rupert donates large portions of his funds to. He knew people needed homes, so he donated a bunch of them, over 130 homes, and not just anywhere. In South African townships where they were needed most. This wasn't about throwing money at the problem. It was about actually giving people a place to live, a place where families could feel safe. He's also known for being super generous, especially when things get tough. Oh, for sure. When the whole COVID-19 pandemic happened, Rupert was right there ready to help. He gave a huge amount of money, like $62 million, to start a relief fund in South Africa. It was meant to help businesses and people who were really struggling during all that uncertainty. He's like a perfect example of how you can be successful in so many ways. And it doesn't always mean being in the spotlight all the time. It's a good thing to remember, especially these days when it feels like everyone's telling you that being wealthy is all about showing off and having the most expensive stuff. Rupert shows us that you can have a real impact without all the noise. You can do it quietly, thoughtfully, with respect for the past, and an eye on making things better in the future.